Hello and welcome. I am Raghav, and in this session we are going to learn how do we run our tests or test suite collections from command line in Katalon Studio. This is going to be very easy and very interesting. We are going to learn what is command line or console mode execution and how do we create a command or generate a command for command line execution in Katalon Studio, and then we will run one of our tests and see how do we use command line. Okay, so this is going to be very interesting. Also, command line mode is very important because once you have created your test and everything is ready, we may not want to always open our GUI or the Katalon Studio platform and run from there. We should be having an option that we have our commands generated and ready for to run, and we can just use the commands instead of using the GUI of the tool. Also, command line mode is important because whenever you want to integrate your tests into a CI/CD pipeline or you want to run from a CI tool, there also you will have to use commands, and it is faster, it is more easier and more efficient. So command line mode is very important in automation. So in Katalon Studio, when you use command line, we have the option of running test suite and test suite collections from command line. Okay, individual tests cannot be executed. Even if you want to run individual tests, you will have to add them to a test suite and then you can run them. Okay, the other thing is we have to download Katalon Runtime Engine for command line execution. Okay, so it is a separate tool that we will have to download along with our Katalon Studio. So on Katalon Studio, we create our tests and we can also run it using Katalon Studio. But if we have to run using command line, then we need Katalon Runtime Engine. Okay, so let's see how to do this. We will go to the Katalon download site, and from there we can download Katalon Runtime Engine. So here I will open my browser and just go to Katalon download page, and here it is. And here if you go to let's say if I go to download studio, or you can go to products and you will see the runtime engine here. So when you click on or hover over products, you should find runtime engine here. So go here and you can see this is a CLI based agent for Katalon Studio for running from command line and also CI/CD and parallel test executions. Okay, so you can click on download, it will start download, and you can also select your operating system, although it should identify the operating system you are using, and you can get the latest version and download it from here. Okay, in case it asks you to log in first, you can use the same credentials that you are using for Katalon Studio, or you can sign up and then you can download. Otherwise it should allow you to download directly as well. Okay, so you can see it has started the download. Okay, and I have it already, so just to save some time I will directly take you to the my downloads folder here. Okay, so this is what we have, Katalon Studio Engine. Okay, and it is a zipped folder, so you will have to unzip it and you can keep it at any location on your system. So you can just do a right click and then you can extract, or you can unzip, and then if I say extract all, it will show me, and by default it will extract on the same folder. But if you want, you can browse and you can use a separate folder or anywhere you want to extract it. Okay, after you have extracted it, so let me show you. I have already extracted it here in my tools folder, in my D tools, and it is here. Okay, so you can actually keep it anywhere. It's not necessary that you have to keep it along with your Katalon Studio project or Katalon Studio files or folder. You can keep it anywhere. So you can see it is here, and this will be the contents of the folder. Now here you will find a executable file called katalonc.exe, and this is what we use to run from command line, and that I will show you in a moment. So once you have downloaded Katalon Runtime Engine, and you can unzip and keep at any location on your system, we are ready to generate our commands and then run our commands from command line. Okay, so now we will go to our Katalon Studio and create the command for running any of our test suite or test suite collections. So open your Katalon Studio now. Okay, and here on the main toolbar you will find this button, Build CMD. Okay, so you can click here, and here you will see this generate command for console mode. Okay, so this is the window where you can select your test suite and generate the command. So the first thing is we will select which test suite you want to run. So you can click on browse, and this will show you all the test suite and test suite collections. And as we have discussed, that command line mode can only be used for running test suites and test suite collections. So let me just select any of our test suite, say OK. It has come here. Okay, then we have option to run with and profile. So run with, you can select the browser or whatever device you want to run it with, and then in case you are using profile and you want to change the profile, you can use the profile here. You can select the profile here. We have already learned about profiles in the earlier session. Then this is the Katalon API key. This is unique to your account, your user, so you can leave it as it is. Even if you want to use another account, you can change it. It is editable, but we will just go with it. And then you can see here we have information. API key must be specified to activate Runtime Engine online, and this is Katalon Runtime Engine is required for console mode execution. Okay, so even if I click on this link, it will take me to details about Katalon API key. So just in case you don't find your API key, you can check this documentation. Okay, and this will take us to Katalon Runtime Engine details. Okay. Now, in case you have connected your project to Katalon organization or desktops, you can find the organization here and you can select, otherwise you can leave it as it is. And the other things also I will leave as it is. Update web drivers automatically, terminate the execution once the total number of test failures reaches this threshold. If you want to check this, you can check this. So if you say this, you can select the threshold, that is once their failure count of test cases reaches, let's say 10, the execution should stop. But for now I will just keep it unchecked. Apply proxy configuration from application settings. This also I will keep it as it is. Just in case you face any issues while running your command, you can come and uncheck and then again try it. Okay, and this we can also do from command line. I will show you this in a moment. Okay, then update execution status of the test suite after how many seconds. I will again leave it as it is. In case you want to retry failed executions, you can set the details here, and once you have done everything, we can say generate command. Now we also have option to generate property file from all these settings and then use that property file in the command, or we can just give everything within our command. So I will say generate command, and you can see the command is generated, and we can see here it starts with Katalon C. This is the executable file that we have seen in our runtime engine folder. So this is what we need. Then you can keep all this as it is. This is our project path. Okay, then you can see retry count is here. Then we have our test suite path. Then we have browser type Chrome. Then we have execution profile. This is our API key. Then this is the proxy option, no proxy. And if you face any issues, you can remove these two settings. Otherwise, we can just try with as it is. Okay. So update web drivers, auto update is also true. So let's just copy this. You can copy this command. You can just click here, copy to clipboard, or just select and copy from here. Okay. Now we have done all these steps. We have generated our command. Now we will open command line, and on the command line we have to first go to the folder of our Katalon Runtime Engine. So let's open our command line. If you are on Mac, you can open your terminal. Okay, so I'll just open my command prompt, and by default command prompt is on C drive. My Katalon Runtime Engine folder is on D drive. So first I will change the drive by saying D : and enter, and you can see now I am on D drive. Now I will say cd space the path of the folder of Katalon Runtime Engine, which is this. I will copy and just paste it here, and say enter, and you can see now I am on my Katalon Runtime Engine folder. Okay, a shortcut on Windows is you can directly go to the folder where of your Katalon Runtime Engine and go to this path and say CMD and hit enter, and you will see it opens command line on the same folder. So this is also one of the options, so I can just continue from here. Okay, now I'll just have to paste my command, so you can copy and paste the command generated from Katalon Studio. So let me just go there, and again I will copy this and I will paste it here. Okay, so you can see this is our command. Okay, so now we have added it, and I will hit enter, and let's see if it is able to run our test or test suite. Okay, so first time it will activate and check for licenses and make sure that you have all the permissions to run from command line, and then it will start the execution. So I think the license thing is done, so it is now going to run, updating the web drivers, and yes, you can see it is now starting the test suite, that is test suite demo 1. Okay, yes, it opens the browser, and yes, it is running our test. So this was the first test we created, I think, and then we added to a test suite, which is what it is running now. And yes, you can see it is executed. And okay, in this test suite we also had another test case, so it is running that as well, and everything is okay. So you can see everything is running fine. Okay, so we are able to run our test from command line, and as I said, this will be very handy. So now we don't, let's say whenever I have to run this test suite, I can just use this command. I don't have to go and open Katalon Studio. Even my Katalon Studio is not open on this system, that's okay, or any other system as well. I just need my project and Katalon Runtime Engine to run the tests or test suites from command line. Okay, now you can also see here, if I go back to Katalon Studio and when I select all these details, I have option to generate property file. Also, you will see this help icon here. If I click on this help icon, you can see the command line details here. Okay, so you can see all these details here, and you can also see the different options, what do they mean and how to use them. Everything is here. Okay, now if I just go and click on generate property file, it will save all the settings in a property file, and you can save this property file anywhere on your system. Let's say I will save on my desktop, and if I now go to my desktop, you can see this is the file. I can open it with, let's say, any text editor as well. Let me close this, and I will say open with let's say Notepad, and you can see all the settings, all the options that we have selected have come here. So this is our project path, retry count, test suite path, browser type, execution profile, API key, then proxy options, then all this apply to desired capabilities, auto update drivers, and any configuration if you want to set. Everything has come here. Okay, and now if you have to run your test suite using this property file and you don't want to add everything inside the command itself, you can do that. So for that, let me show you. So if you have to use this property file to run from command line, the only thing you will have to do is the command remains, the initial command remains same, and you will just be adding, let me show you. you will just be adding a option called, so you will start with katalonc and then console mode like we have seen in the earlier command. Okay, so all this will be same, so this will remain same. Run mode console, you can keep it as it is. So let me just copy and show you. Okay. Yeah, so this remains as it is. noSplash also you can use it, noSplash run mode console. Okay, and then you can say hyphen properties file equals and give the location of your property file. So let me show you here. I can just clear this. I have to say CLS here. Okay, so I will say, I'll just choose this katalonc noSplash run mode console and then properties file equals, here I will give the location of my properties file. Okay, so which is here. So let me just put this file in a folder in the desktop so I can just get the location easily. Okay, so I'll just copy this location of this folder where I have my properties file and I will paste it here, and then I can say see what is whatever is the name and press tab to autocomplete, and that's it. So you can see this is my command now and I will run. Make sure you are still on the Katalon Runtime Engine folder because katalonc executable is there only and this command will work only from Runtime Engine folder. Okay, so this is opening the project and yes, it should now start our execution. Okay, so let me also show you, this is my properties file. Yeah, it is running now. So this is the same test suite, so it will run it, and this can be very handy. So if you have to run different test suites or whatever is your requirements, you can keep generating the properties file, keep them handy with you and just change the name of the property file for running different test suites or collections. And as I have already told you that it will be very handy, the command line mode will be very handy if you have to run from command line or from a CI tool as well. Okay, so you can see this is how we can use command line runs in Katalon Studio. Okay, now for more topics on Katalon Studio, or if you have to search for any topic, you can go on my website, which is automationstepbystep.com. So let me show you here. If you go here to my website, go to automationstepbystep.com, and here you can see if you just search for Katalon, you can find this was the very early playlist that I created on Katalon Studio, and after that I created this masterclass which you will find under masterclass section. Okay, and all these topics will take you to my YouTube channel itself. The reason I created this page, the home page of my website, is because I can organize and you can find everything organized here. So if you have to search only for UI testing, you can find it here. For CI/CD, DevOps, mobile testing, API testing, etc. Okay, so this was the earliest playlist that I created, which is 8 years from now, the very first playlist, and then I created this masterclass, and you will find all the topics of Katalon Studio in this masterclass. And then I also created this course for API testing in specific with Katalon Studio. So if you are interested in API testing, you can check this one as well. Otherwise, in masterclass, you should find all the topics. And then this is the latest playlist that I am creating. I will also add a link for this playlist as well here on my website. And then otherwise, you can also go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com automation step by step. Okay, so you can also find everything here on my YouTube channel as well. Okay, so if you go to playlists, you should find all the playlists here. Okay, so I hope this was all very useful. If you have any questions, you can let me know, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching and never stop learning.